Okay, so I want to welcome everybody to our Tuesday night product information called an overview with the wellness experts. And tonight we are going to continue focusing on brain health, and we're going to discuss brain fog, since it, again, like I said, it is pretty prevalent in our society right now. And many people don't quite know what to do with it. So let's get started. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes,
Can
we
you
can see
all?
your screen.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so oh, fiddlesticks. Here I go. 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so brain fog is a pretty common complaint in this modern world. Brain fog isn't really a medical condition, but it is a term that's used for specific symptoms that can affect your ability to think. It's characterized, as you can see here, as symptoms like confusion, forgetfulness, a lack of focus, and mental clarity. And this can be caused by things like overworking, lack of sleep, stress, spending too much time on the computer, um, also inflammation of the brain can cause brain fog. Another thing that is pretty uh, alarming, I guess you could even say, is that many patients who have recovered from COVID experience the symptoms of brain fog. In fact, one study of over 235,000 patients estimated that close to 35% of the people still had neurological or psychiatric symptoms 6 months after having COVID. So brain fog is not necessarily one symptom. It can be a range of symptoms related to thinking and memory. And some people actually describe it as an inability to concentrate, to focus, or think clearly. Others seem to struggle with attention, memory, and just feeling mentally exhausted. So brain fog can affect one's ability to begin and to finish a task, or even remember what you were doing when you entered a room. And I think that we can all pretty much relate to that. Uh, I found some really cute memes, and so I just threw them up here just for fun. And this, can you all see that clearly? This one says, it's not completely forgetting things that bothers me. It's the whole remembering that I've forgotten to remember something that drives me crazy. I thought that was pretty funny. Then the next one, I'm afraid my brain has left for the day. I mean, I felt like that on several occasions. And then this one was pretty cute with the 50 shades of brain fog. A woman is trying to remember if she took her medication, and then she couldn't remember whether she took her breakfast pill, or and then her lunch pill, and then later on she was wondering if she even took the breakfast pill. So these are things that I think many people can relate to. Um, this next slide just shows you some of the signs of brain fog, which can be things like irritability and mood swings, difficulty concentrating, mental fatigue, lack of motivation. I mean, if your brain is not working well, you can't be very motivated to complete tasks, to get moving. Even some people experience headaches, dizziness, or lightheadedness, not to mention the memory problems and difficulty finding words from time to time. So it is important to recognize that these symptoms can be attributed to many health conditions, or they may even be uh, separately be a signal of a more serious underlying health condition. And so it's always good to discuss your concerns with your healthcare provider, rather than just, going on and on and on and kind of letting it slide, letting it go. This next slide just shows you a couple of examples of brain fog moments, and I've done it myself, go in a room and it's like, what the heck did I come in here for? And literally, sometimes I have to go out and come back in to remember. Then also, I have a client who actually sent me her description of her brain fog. And she described it. Let's see. She described it as, well, in the first place, she said that it was during the time that she actually had and was receiving treatment for cancer. And the doctors told her that she would experience the brain fog, but she didn't believe them, because up until that point, she had been fine and it was just a weird symptom to her. But then one day she said it happened. And she said that someone was talking I'm going to speak in her words. She said, someone was talking to me and they were looking straight at me. I remember thinking, I know what you're saying, but I can't understand. And she said that after a few minutes of staring blankly at the person, she ended up just saying, what did you say? So she said, if I could describe brain fog, I would describe it as looking through a clear glass that all of a sudden becomes frosted and you can't see, or in my case, understand something that was previously clear to you. It's like you could see the shape of something, but not the details. I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay, so brain fog is not mental illness, but it can be a symptom of some common mental health conditions like increased stress, depression, and or anxiety. So when you start talking about brain fog, there are many causes of it. I mentioned inflammation of the brain being one of the things. Inflammation in our entire system can also contribute to it. Um, an underactive thyroid, because the thyroid is about metabolism. It keeps things moving, keeps your uh, um, metabolic functions uh, moving. Lack of sleep. Also, hormonal changes, as in menopause, as in perimenopause, and uh, even not menopause, but even menstruation and the perimenstrual period. Then also, candida overgrowth can cause brain fog because it has a tendency to clog up your system and get your whole microbiome out of sync, out of whack, or out of balance. Diet, poor diet, and also vitamin deficiencies can contribute to or cause brain fog, not to mention stress. And we've all talked a lot about stress and how stress is not just a, a passing or an intermittent uh, experience these days. It's more like we are under a constant state of stress and overexcitement. So that can, excuse me, can cause a problem with the adrenal glands and your ability to focus and even just handle stress and all of the hormonal changes that are associated with being overstressed. Also, medication and cancer treatments can contribute greatly to brain fog, like I mentioned with my client. And then when you think about our poly polypharmaceuticals, I remember when I started doing health assessments for seniors as a public health nurse. I would go to the senior's house and I'd say, okay, so bring out all your medication so I can, take a look at it and help you sort it out and all of that kind of thing. And I'm telling you, the majority of them actually would come out with a bag full of medication. And they, for the most part, were taking all of it. So all of those medications have to be detoxified in the body, and that can be very overwhelming in the body. All the byproducts and such that are left after the medications are digested and what have you. Those toxins, those byproducts go to the liver for detoxification, and many times can cause the liver to be overwhelmed. And then there are digestive issues that can also contribute greatly to brain fog because of the brain gut connection. And this just depicts another another depiction of some of the causes or reasons for brain fog. And again, we talked about the leaky gut. That was the other thing. Poor quality sleep, stress, nutrient deficiencies. And that's why it's so important that we, have a uh, balanced and correct diet, because these are the things that can contribute to either a healthy gut, well populated with good bacteria, versus bacteria that is detrimental to the system, candida, uh, other fungi, and that kind of thing. Another one of the causes that um, seems to have a great effect on brain health and the production of brain fog is Epstein-Barr virus. because it actually feeds on the poisons in the liver from sources like toxic heavy metals, scented candles, air fresheners, all of those things that are full of petrochemicals, really cause the system to not be able to kind of cover body fog and brain fog. Because petrochemicals are very toxic to the system, even though they seem to smell good, and freshen the air and that kind of thing. They definitely have a deleterious effect on the body. So that even that even accounts for fragrances, synthetic fragrances, especially. And pesticides, herbicides, and other toxins that are airborne. So what happens is that the virus, the Epstein-Barr virus, actually releases neurotoxins that kind of short circuit the neurons and or damage the neurotransmitters that causes somewhat of a short circuit or a misfire of the electrical impulses in the brain. And also high loads of toxic heavy metals in the brain that can oxidize and contaminate those neurotransmitters. And so, as you can see, there are so many potential causes of brain fog that that we just don't have any sense of. And so some of the things that we can do to help to remedy some of those symptoms are to really get good sleep, do journaling that keeps your brain active, do stretching that keeps your lymphatic system flowing, keeps your circulation moving, as well as exercising. And another great thing is rebounding. That is one of the best exercises that you can partake of because of the wide range and widespread benefits that it produces. Meditation is also another really good practice to help calm the mind and allow it to stabilize, I guess you could say, stabilize itself. And meditation also helps with decreasing stress and anxiety. Yoga is another awesome practice. Yoga, Tai Chi, and things of that nature that are slow moving and just kind of bring the brain into a sense of balance, balancing right and left side of the brain with some of the movements. There's another practice, it's called Brain Gym. And I have to share that with you guys. It's a very, very simple movements that you can do that actually stimulate balancing your the right and the left brain and many other helpful benefits for brain health. And then the other thing too is enjoying outdoor activities, getting lots of fresh air, sun, and that kind of thing. This next slide really just talks about some more of the remedies that I've already mentioned to help forestall, relieve some of the symptoms of brain fog. The other thing is checking for food allergies. I think that think that the bioscan might actually have some ability to look at some food allergies and that kind of thing. I'll have to check on that. But then the next thing is to clean up your diet. And with that, I really wanted to just kind of go into our flat belly lifestyle. Does anybody have any questions thus far? Let me see, I don't know if the chat is working. Okay, see, we got some, oh, hey, we got more people. Awesome. So I want everybody to be able to, hold on a minute, give me a moment, let me. Brenda, it always wants to promote you to a panelist, which is great with me. But I would like to see if anybody else, oops, allowed to talk. Daisy and Linda Ray. And my cat wants to talk. Okay, there's Linda and Kiana and Robert. You get to talk, and Tammy, you get to talk. Everybody gets to talk. All right. So my question was, does anybody have any questions, comments, etc. thus far?
No, no questions.
Okay, cool. Okay, so so next I just really want to go into the flat belly lifestyle, because the toxins and inflammation and what have you that contribute greatly to brain fog can be part and parcel related to the toxins and the inflammation that we have within our body due to all of these same issues like stress, poor diet, environmental toxins, poor liver health, and heavy metals, all of those things. And so when we talk about cleaning up your diet, it's great that you clean up your diet, but if you don't clean up your internal environment also, then no matter how good your diet is, many and most of those nutrients are not going to get into the cells to be able to provide the nutrition and the nutrients that are needed. So do we have any guests on the line? No guests? Okay. Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay. So I'm just going to run through some of the so I guess I never introduced myself to her. So I'm Betty, Dr. Betty Smith. I'm a naturopath and a registered nurse. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandma, and I am the medical director and compliance officer for Akana, and I'm also a founding member. So I'm not going to go through the whole presentation, but I really want to, I really wanted to just really talk to you guys about some of the benefits of the flat belly lifestyle in terms of assisting with relieving some of the symptoms of brain fog. And I really must say that it, even though I'm not going to go through the whole presentation, it is definitely all inclusive of everything that has to do with our circulatory system, the body's ability to handle, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the body's ability to handle the toxins that are part and parcel of living in this world, whether it's from the pesticides, the herbicides, and the environmental toxins, the fumes, all of that polluting substances that come from industrial waste, the toxins, the chemicals that are put in our water for the purposes of purification of the water, the genetically modified grains that are fed to the animals, whether it's beef or pork or poultry, all of those byproducts are affecting us. If we eat those meats and animal proteins, then we are actually getting whatever they ate. So we don't really have to be concerned. Well, yes, we do have to be concerned, but you have to also be aware that when they eat those genetically modified foods and high amounts of grain and that kind of thing, they don't just disappear. They become a part and parcel of that flesh. And so part of the problem being that when we eat, especially the animal protein, our bodies, our body heat, our body temperature is not high enough to actually break down animal fat. Animals' body temperatures are much higher than ours, and therefore they can break down their fat. But in our bodies, it increases the oxidation, it increases the uh, fat in the blood, which makes it much more viscous and can cause not only slowing of the movement and circulation of the blood, but also can cause an increase in the cholesterol crystals and just fat in the blood, which can lead to fatty depositions in the liver. And the liver's purpose is to detoxify all of these uh, toxins, foods, et cetera, drugs, uh, airborne toxins that come into our body. And once it becomes overwhelmed, then it can, number one, start to become fatty, spongy, moving to more fibrous, moving to sclerotic or hardened, and eventually to cirrhosis of the liver, just as a person who was an alcoholic and drank alcohol on a regular basis. So the body is a very, very complex organism, and everything that happens in the body has a purpose. And if we are out of touch with, told unaware of, and not supportive of our bodily functions, then we can get in some real trouble. And here you can see the stages of liver disease that I just mentioned to you. One of the things that I found very interesting is that we are pretty much the first generation where our children are, for the most part, subject to not outlive us because of poor nutrition, not to mention all of the toxins that I mentioned earlier. And so it behooves us to pay great attention to and become more proactive in terms of supporting our bodies through proper diet, cleansing, and promoting better mental health. So, as Melissa has coined the chewicide, by paying attention to what we put in our mouths, the quality of the food, the cleanliness of the food, the balance and the wholeness of the food, and actually the, I don't think liveness, I don't think that's a word, but making sure that we consume live food that is energetically alive. Uh, the more of that we take in, the better off we are, because the suicide actually comes into play where we just, we're eating any and everything, the uh, sugary food, the fried food, the processed food, all of those things have a very negative effect on our body. And in truth, the body looks at those things and goes, what is this? What am I supposed to do with it? And that cannot be utilized is stored in the body in various places. And one of the places is uh, in the lining of the gut, in the lining of the intestines. And it really has a very has the effect of clogging up our system, whereby we're not really able to digest and assimilate and utilize uh, nutrients that should be there and many times aren't there. And so this turns into pretty much a death sentence, for lack of a better word, on a cellular level, because the food that we take in nourishes the cells of our body. And when those cells are nourished, then the body can actually regenerate cells to make more tissues and uh, regenerate the organs of the body. And that's why when we have good nutrition and our body is able to make healthy cells, then we get healthy tissues and healthy organs, and those organs can start to function to their maximum capacity. But if they are not getting the nourishment, the nutrients that they need, then our body is making flawed or unhealthy cells, which make unhealthy tissues and unhealthy organs ultimately, which cannot function to their maximum capacity. So this is the purpose of our flat belly lifestyle. It's not about the waste. I'm sorry, it's not about the weight loss. It's really about losing the waste that we have accumulated in our body, that has caused a variety of dysfunctions in the body, such as the accumulation of mucus and parasites in the body, especially in the digestive system, especially in the lungs, as well as the liver, and has pretty much brought about a toxic situation, which leads further to deficiency throughout our body in terms of vitamin deficiencies, which lead to pretty much dysfunction within the body, because if there are nutritional and vitamin deficiencies, then the body does not have what it needs to work with to produce healthy new cells. It also leads to acidity in the body. And, these are systemic issues that are going on, but our entire system actually, especially the gut, feeds the brain. The brain needs nutrients, it needs oxygen, and if those things are not being provided, then again, the brain cannot function at its maximum capacity. And then you throw in immobility, uh, the whole couch potato syndrome, lack of exercise, and that kind of thing, and it turns into a recipe for disaster. So here you can see the importance of keeping the body at a neutral pH, which is between 6 and 7. The foods on the left all promote acidity in the body, and you can see those at your meats, your sugary snacks and drinks, and uh, uh, meats and that kind of thing, processed foods. And then to the right, you have your live foods, your fresh fruits and vegetables, which actually help promote an alkaline system. And
Agreed.
if you recall, disease cannot exist, cannot thrive in an alkaline environment, but an acidic environment is the perfect medium for dysfunction, disease, and degeneration. So then, you know, this brings up again the importance of cleansing. Once we cleanse our digestive system and eliminate the mucus, which is clogging the receptors, whereby our body takes in the nutrients from the blood. But if those receptors are clogged up, then those nutrients can't get into the system. And so our eliminator actually helps us to eliminate that excess mucus that is lining or covering those receptor sites. And it also provides us with the ability to get rid of the parasites which live in us rent free, but get nutrients off the top because they get it before you get it. So in essence, we're getting leftovers. And anybody that eats meat or any animal products, and even some uh, even some of the produce that we eat has parasites on it. So that is the importance of using things like our produce wash or some methodology by where you are actually cleansing your produce before you consume it. Because trust me, there are parasites on there. And if you've ever gardened, you know that the parasites, the worms, actually take on the color of the food that they're on. And I never knew that until I started doing my little gardening. And I would see these on the greens, the worms are green on things like broccoli. They're the same color as the food stuff. So you might not even know that they're there. But if you utilize something like our produce wash or some other method of cleansing those foods, then it's a lot safer. Then we have our purifier. So the purifier actually cleanses the colon and detoxifies the bodily organs. By cleansing the colon, you're actually pulling the toxins along with that mucus out of the system. You're cleansing the lining of the colon, pulling out that old crud that has accumulated on the lining of the intestines and actually has been inhibiting absorption of the nutrients into the body. So once you cleanse the lining of the colon and pull those toxins out along with that excess mucus as well as the parasites, because once you kill the parasites, they need to come out. Otherwise, they just continue to poison or cause toxicity in your body. When that happens, those toxins and waste are eliminated from the system. That's why they call it the liquid colonic. Then your body, your colon, your intestines tell the rest of the organs in your body and the other systems, okay, now you can release your toxins because now they have a way out. and they don't just continue circulating in your system. And once the digestive system is cleaned out, now those superfoods can actually get into the system and provide the body with the nutrient dense material to uh, to enable the body to make healthy new cells as opposed to sick cells. Once those healthy cells are regenerated, then the tissues are regenerated and the organs of the body begin to regenerate. And now they can start to function at their maximum capacity because now they are made up of healthy, functional cells. And when that happens, then this is what makes it all seem somewhat miraculous, because once this occurs, then the body starts to function as it's supposed to. And that is to be able to have the capacity to heal, regulate, and regenerate itself, because now you have the organs working the way they're supposed to. They have the raw materials that they need to do the job that they're tasked with, and they have the energetic frequency or vibration to actually bring energy into the cells so that they can function. So we have the various phases of our flat belly lifestyle. We've got our phase 1, which is plant focused. It's a plant focused detox, and it allows you to kind of get your feet wet. Some people are not. Some people are not in the mindset or the habit of detoxifying or cleansing their body, and this is a great place to start, because with phase 1, you start to learn about the importance of a plant-based diet or a plant-focused diet, but at the same time, learning about the best animal protein to include in your diet, like pasture-raised produce, pasture-raised poultry, pasture-raised beef, and that kind of thing. You also have a mild detox, start to allow the body to be cleansed. Also, with the flat belly brew, which I absolutely love, it helps to continue that detoxification. It helps to curb the appetite so that you can pay attention now to what it is you are about to put in your mouth. And so as not to, just eat anything. You're able to kind of step back from that whole suicide mode and be more mindful about what you're putting in your body. And then we've got our phase 2, which is the 7-day raw cleanse, and you're moving more into the plant-based diet with the liquid colonic, starting that whole cleansing process, the eliminating the mucus, the parasites, and then also again providing those superfoods that dense nutrients to begin the healing process, the regenerating process. And the 7-day cleanse is just perfect for people who are not sure that they can do a whole 21-day cleanse. So it gives them, it gives them a chance to get their feet wet and see how much of a difference cleansing and eating properly can make. And many times, what I've experienced with some of the people that have done the 7-day cleanse, they realize, oh, I can do 21 days because they see that they're getting plenty of food to eat, their energy level is increasing, and they can see the changes in not only their energy level, but also the changes in their body and just the way that they're feeling and looking. So, with that, are there any questions, comments? Nada. Okay. Well.
Very good information, though. Being a nurse myself, I can kind of see how this would help. So I'm very eager to get started with it.
Awesome. And who is this talking?
This is Linda Ray.
Oh, wonderful, Linda. So, Linda, is this your first meeting? Are you a conopreneur or what?
This is my first meeting, but I have a church member that introduced me to the information, so that's why I'm on tonight to find out.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yes. And so, what do you think you're going to do? 21 day?
Yes, I think I'm gonna give it a try.
Awesome. Yes. I bet you're going to love it.
That's my person, Dr. Betty.
Oh, really? Go on, Brenda. All right, girl.
The preacher, that's Reverend Ray talking.
Oh, Reverend Ray. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And where are you, Reverend Ray?
I'm in Petersburg, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Look forward to hearing about your success.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, Dr. Betty, this is Royal. I just want to say that there is some great value in everything you said. There are so many ways we can start to tweak our lifestyle changes because I've done so over a period of time with the flat belly coffee, as well as the regular 4-day detox, doing that several times
with the bitters.
the bitters. And of course I'm leaning more and more towards plant-based and less meat. So in making these changes, I must say that I've lost considerable weight.
Nice.
And I'm really proud of that. And of course, I'm sleeping so much better. And you're right about those changes making a difference with the brain fog.
Yes.
And that became abundantly clear tonight as you were talking about it, because I recognized all those things within myself, but hearing you talk about it tonight just gave me a lot more clarity. So if nothing else, I know I am truly on the right track. So
awesome.
Yeah, I just want to thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. And you know what? I failed to mention our awesome CBD line. That is another cog in the wheel, should I say, because the endocannabinoid system, which is, a regulatory system within our body, is actually the manager of all of our systems. The endocannabinoid system actually regulates and modulates all of our other systems. But in order for it to function to its maximum capacity, all of the receptor sites have to be activated. And this is what CBD does. If you know, especially Reverend Ray, I don't know how familiar you are with CBD, but it is totally non-intoxicating, definitely not psychoactive, but it does have a tremendous impact on our system in that it actually activates those receptor sites that are, I'm gonna let this one go. Those receptor sites that are found in our major organs as well as throughout the periphery of the body. And if those receptor sites are not activated, then the endocannabinoid system is not functioning to its maximum capacity and not able to regulate and modulate our other systems. And so with that being the case, then those systems cannot function to their maximum capacity and they cannot heal, regulate, and regenerate themselves, which is what their job is to do. And so because of the awesome benefits of CBD in terms of bringing about balance and homeostasis within the body, our bodies. Oh wait a minute, I lost that thought. Because of the benefit of the CBD activating those receptor sites, it brings about balance and homeostasis within the body. And this allows the endocannabinoid system to effectively modulate and regulate those other, all of our other systems like the circulatory system, the respiratory system, reproductive, digestive, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this is what brings about some of those seemingly miraculous health benefits that are purported by those who actually use CBD. And so this is really another piece of the puzzle. Once your system is cleaned up and you're actually providing those nutrient dense foods for your body to utilize to build new cells and help to regenerate all of the cells and organs in your body, then the CBD comes in and is able to put the finishing touches on. And this is really what accounts for those seemingly miraculous changes in the body where pain is, discomfort is relieved, where the body starts to function the way it's supposed to, blood sugar levels start to normalize, blood pressure starts to normalize, and those kinds of things. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention too, so that we don't forget about the awesome benefits of our CBD. So if there are no further questions, I'm not going to hold you lovely people any longer.
And so listen, I did not forget about the list of foods that support and help minimize, is that the word I wanted? Yes, minimize the potential for Alzheimer's. I will get that list, and I'm going to put it in the files on our Facebook page. For anybody that wants it, they can go there and grab it. How's that?
Fine.
That's excellent.
Okay. And so next week, hopefully we have a special guest. I am looking to continue the conversation about brain health, because Alzheimer's, dementia, and those kinds of things, brain fog, again, are all pretty much, I mean, almost epidemic proportion. More and more people are unfortunately dealing with the effects of those conditions, and prevention is the name of the game. And so the more we know about our bodies, the more we know about how our bodies work, what we can do to support and protect our bodies, then the better off we're going to be in the long run. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bring your guests. If you have questions, requests for information, requests for specific topics that you'd like to see covered, please, please, please let us know about it. You can send an email to compliance@acana.com, and I will get the message and I will work on it. Okay? Thank you all for coming. Much appreciate you,
And thank you too.
and have a great week.
Good night.
Yes, thank you,
Good
Dr. Betty. Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.